Okay, here's mine. Be me. 4 years ago, just after my 16th birthday. Working at Chuck E. Cheese, large Florida city, absolute urban jungle. Anyone from Florida knows how many belligerent homeless are around, smoking bath salts and the such. Ride bus to work, morning and night. Buses stop at 12, I get off work at 10 and get back home. Grandparents always have news playing in the living room, basically constant news of stabbing at Publix or Wawa or a bus station at 1 a.m. New to guns, had been lurking on K and was afraid of getting stabbed on the bus commute from work. Buy Dixie Gunworks' brass frame Pieta 1851 Navy. Have a friend buy me the powder and caps. Loaded hot, 36 with 30 grain loads. Cut down barrel to 1 inch to conceal. Looked extremely ugly, but it worked great. Skip forward a few months. Chuck E. Cheese closes late on weekends, clock out at 11 p.m. and hop on the bus home. Only 2 other people, a guy in the back and someone up front in a black hoodie and jeans. Walk past to my usual window seat, he looks at me for a second longer than normal as I pass. I sit down and listen to music, ignoring the jogger. Guy in the back gets off at a stop, bus presses on. My stop comes up, I get up to leave. Guy's head spins to look at me, gets up to get off right behind me. I get off and start walking home about a mile from the stop. The street lights are busted out almost the entire way, it's pitch black. I'm on my phone, headphones still in, so I covertly mute my phone. And the guy's trailing me. I shift my hand in my pocket from my phone to my pistol. Walk faster. I can hear him walk faster. I turn left and step behind a dumpster, waiting for him to pass by, and the only peach-colored streetlight for blocks is above him when he stops. He looks around with his phone to his ear. He walks away, but in the direction of home. I wait a while, step out, and start speed-walking home, and I don't get far before I see him on my right, crossing the street from an alley. I have my right hand stuck in my pocket, holding the revolver, fully cocked. The second of absolute panic when I saw him step into the light was the single most startling moment I've ever experienced so far. Everything I remember after this was an exchange of about 5 or so seconds. He's reaching behind him with his right hand, and his head starts to turn back, and his arm comes around. My right arm jumped up completely involuntarily. I didn't really aim, I just pointed, and I don't even remember pulling the trigger. The trigger is so light on full cock that it felt like it went off on its own. It fired, and the sound was so loud that it pulled me out of my second of panic, and I saw the huge smoke and spark cloud from the little muzzle, and the cloud obscured him for a moment, but the first thing I saw was him laying on his back, on the sidewalk, partially in a stoop. Now, traffic has been extremely heavy on a Saturday, but to my extreme luck, there were no cars passing by. I stood there with the revolver at my side. He was trying to get up, and I remember he was making a sound. It sounded like when you lift too heavy at the gym. I turned left towards home and booked it, still holding the revolver. I nearly ran into my living room still holding the revolver, and I breezed through the living room, accidentally slammed the front door. Grandparents are asleep upstairs. I dart back into my room and slammed the door, sat on the floor for a few hours, and I heard police sirens and a fire truck, but nobody knocked at the door. Apparently, I fell asleep on the floor, still in my Chuck E. Cheese polo, woke up at 9 a.m. with the revolver on the floor next to me. Never saw it on the news. I guess he must have survived. Since then, I moved away and got a new job. I think about it pretty often. Gunned down an obvious mugger with a cut-down 1851. Nah, mate, he's freaking dead. Can you imagine the look on the coroner's face? Well, sir, it appears that this young man tried to rob General Custer.